What's up guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon video. We've been dark for a while now. I think it's been a couple of weeks at least. Yeah, basically 2-3 weeks. Because nothing's been going on at all. Basically, like, you know, nothing to talk, you know, no information. Yeah, I don't want to string the speculation out too much because then it becomes like getting butter over a lot of bread. So, but I came across a forum post on, I think, Bulba Garden. I'll probably put the link down in the description below. Just collating some hackers, some leaks, similar, not quite, some leaks that have been posted on 4chan and stuff. Of course, none of them are confirmed. They're all leaks, etc. I just thought I'd go over them and have a look at my thoughts on them, I suppose, and ask you guys whether you think any of them could be real or if any of them sound actually pretty good. As I said, I'll put the forum link down below in the description if anyone wants to read along as I go through. But we're going to go through. I'm going to skip over one of them, which is, not really too, or a couple actually that aren't really too interesting to me. But first up, we have a leak that was posted on June 6th, which was before the Nintendo Direct actually came out, and it's called the Chinese Leak 2.0, who knows. Apparently this guy on a Chinese forum said he had played the full game and had hinted to two key words, U and Rainbow. This is before the trailer was revealed or released, hence why it maybe holds a bit more credibility than just someone on 4chan being like, haha, new games, they're gonna do this and this and this, because they mentioned the U of USUM, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, as well as Rainbow, because obviously the Ultra forms have those rainbow pieces in their eyes, so possibly another link there. But the 4 points here are the story will happen in an alternate universe, i.e. the character moves to Alola 1 year later than we did in the original Alolan games. Obviously the league was still built and the champion is obviously a mysterious guy apparently, but obviously there is a champion now, so basically you're either a year late, so everything is already set up for you and you have to join the story after that. There's also a group of people called Rainbow, which is a renewed version of an old organisation with some old characters. Of course, they don't give any more sort of details on that, so it could be 8th Foundation, I suppose, maybe even Team Skull, but mine might be an 8th Foundation. And apparently Lily will surprise you a lot. So this sounds like it'd be an interesting concept, because it would be not a sequel, but also not just a rehash, because it'd be like, what if you didn't turn up for a year? And it's sort of like a sequel, but not having to deal with the fact that, oh, you have to be a whole different character living in a different town, similar to Black and White 2. You can be the same character just a year later and have stuff follow on. So say the events in the first games actually panned out badly, so maybe Lucamine got a hold of Nebby and managed to take some hold of Ultra Beasts and whatnot, something along those lines. It could be different, of course, but it sounds interesting to me. Do I think it's real? Probably not, just because of the concept and the fact that these leaks are hardly ever real, so I'm always going in a bit sort of, cocked, I suppose. I'm not going to believe anything just because it sounds cool. So that's a Chinese leak there. Then we have the Ultra Leaker leak, which is on June 7th. There's quite a few things here. New forms of Solgaleo and Lunala are called Ultra Solgaleo and Ultra Lunala. Not very interesting at all, exactly as you'd expect them to be. Ultra Solgaleo is Psychic Fire and has the ability Ultra Body, which is like Contrary, but positive stats, stat boost is still positive. So it's like Contrary, except it only makes, basically all stat changes are positive. That would be that there. Ultra Lunar is Psychic Dark and has Ultra Shield as the ability, like Shadow Shield, but works until 50% health points rather than 100. Pretty cool, I suppose. 6 other Ultra forms. Now this is actually something we haven't discussed really, or I haven't discussed, about whether the Ultra forms will be just for Solgaleo and Lunala, or whether you'll be able to take Necrozma, or however you do it, and combine it with other Pokemon too. And this says there are 6 other ones. Do I think that's true? I don't know. But Ultra Lycanroc Midday and Ultra Lycanroc Midnight. Midday is Rock Fighting. Weird, I suppose, but that's that. And Ultra Fast is his ability, which is like Steadfast, except it also cancels any flinches. And then Ultra Lycanroc Midnight has a no guard ability that only affects the opponent rather than you. So no guard, I think it's only. No guard is like it boosts attacks, but you can't miss, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, you guys get the idea. So an updated ability there. And also apparently the starters would have Ultra forms too, in terms of ability Ultra Overgrow, Ultra Blaze, Ultra Tolerant, which means it would affect their secondary type as well, so boost that slightly. Sounds interesting, I suppose, being able to sort of customize but upgrade your your starter, but I don't know. And last one, which makes me think this leak is really fake, is Ultra Necrozma. And the description is, the parts that are covered by Necrozma parts are attached to Necrozma for a crazy amalgamation that has Ultra Prism armor, which makes all attacks do normal damage to Necrozma. Which sounds weird. Why would Necrozma be able to combine with itself? And that makes me think this is just a completely false or fake leak, because it just makes no sense to me at all. They go on there and say there are 10 trials in total and 5 grand trials, with the 5th one being on a different island. Again, a bit weird that, I mean, I guess it would be interesting for them to actually add another island to Alola. It would make the game a bit more interesting, depending on the size of the island, but again, it's still a bit weird. And apparently, the last major difference is Pokemon follow you. And of course, this is something we've mentioned and asked for every Pokemon game since Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and it seems like throwing it in a leak is an easy, surefire way for people to say like, oh yes, oh my god, look, Pokemon follow you, leak, But of course, combined with the Ultra Necrozma thing, I don't believe that one at all. Basically, we have the Maria leaks from June 24th, which is posted on 4chan. So there's a lot of stuff here, a lot of stuff here. So let's have a look. New Alolan forms: Alolan Johto Starters, Alolan Chikorita being Grass Fairy as a whole line. They have descriptions as well, and also some pictures of some different ones. So I will put them on screen now, and you guys can judge. Alolan Chikorita, Grass Fairy; Alolan Totodile, Water Dark; Alolan Cyndaquil, Fire Ground. That's interesting, I suppose. Other Johto mons also getting Alolan forms: Alolan Legendary Beasts, with Suicune being an Ice type with the ability Cold Aura, which reduces damage from Fire and Poison type moves, and extra damage from Steel types. Entei Dark type, Night Aura, 50% less damage from Fairy and Electric, extra damage from Ghost. Raikou, which is a Steel type, the ability Luminic Aura, less damage from Steel and Dark type moves, extra damage from Electric type moves. Alolan Teddiursa, Dark type; Alolan Sentret, Normal Fairy type; Alolan Shuckle, a Poison Ground type; Alolan Hoothoot, Flying Psychic type; Alolan Ponyta being a Fairy type; Alolan Chikorita and Sentret appear on the same route, which is a Magic Flower Field. You can also find Shaman not in the wild and Florgs here, so extra notes there. And then a few things added to it. Ultra Evolutions are similar to Mega Evolution, but they activate by Parental Bond. Some Pokemon getting this are Alolan Ninetales, Lily Form; Incineroar, Primarina, Decidueye, and Arcanine. Not very convincing at all. After Ultra Evolving, Primarina will be faster, Incineroar bulkier, and Decidueye faster. Mega Evolution and Ultra Evolution will be enabled for VGC 2018, etc. The story revolves around 2 new Ultra Beasts that appear from a steel metallic dimension to destroy all natural environments. Necrozma thinks their methods are evil and appear from the same dimension to ally with Solgaleo and Lunala to stop them. The 2 new Ultra Beasts are a purple Iron Wasp and a red Iron Scorpion, depending on the version. The Wasp ability is Toxicity, which poisons all adjacent Pokemon on the battlefield. The Scorpion's ability is Inferno, which burns all adjacent Pokemon. Player characters to get more outfits. Delphox and Chestnut get a Mega Evolution. Greninja has an Ultra Evolution. Mega Delphox is quadruped and has blue fire on each of its tails, as again I think we have an image for that. And then Mega Chestnut gets 2 clubs of quills. Do I think this is real? Absolutely not. New Ultra Beasts wouldn't make much sense, since they'd be new Pokemon, they'd be additions to the decks, and we haven't seen that in a secondary, in the middle of a generation at all ever before. And some of the things is that the Ultra Evolution sounds really weird. Again, you think it'd just be something for Solgaleo and Lunala. Stuff like Alolan Ninetales getting it, maybe not. And definitely the stuff like, where was it? Delphox and Chestnut getting a Mega Evolution, but Greninja getting Ultra Evolution just doesn't make any sense to me at all. I know Greninja's got a special Ash Greninja form and it's slightly different to the other Kalos starter Pokemon lines, but still, I cannot believe that at all. Yeah, just it doesn't make sense. Okay. So, another leak on 4chan, anonymous one, of course. On June 24th, we have pictures for this one again, I believe, and there's a load of stuff here. So, I'm going to go over it very quickly. Story, it's like Platinum, mostly the same, but with a few extra details and story progressing towards Necrozma. Necrozma is circulating Earth to gather enough energy to go out to Ultra Space, since it was summoned to Earth by accident by AZ thousands of years ago. It has become partially a Pokemon for living on Earth for thousands of years, so to contact its co-Ultra Beast in Ultra Space to invade Earth and make it a part of Ultra Space. Since Solgaleo are the ones that can open portals, Necrozma infects them, and Lily does not go to cancer at the end of the game, and Lucamine does not end up unconscious. Gameplay, gyms are now present, Island Trials are now post-game quests, the Pokemon that appear in the trailer are not Island Trials, they give exclusive Z Crystals, Mimikyu and Togedemaru. Kahunas are still in the game and hold their Ground Trials post-game. You have to battle Aether Stamens to collect Zygarde cells and cores. It's now required to finish the main story. The Island Guardians will be required to capture the main story as well. You have to defeat Aether admins on islands, on given islands, I suppose, with Ultra Beasts. So certain Aether admins have certain Ultra Beasts, with new admins actually added: Helga, Lest, Aris, etc. The National Dex is present in game from the start, and the original Sun Moon Dex is expanded. Mega Stones can be bought and moved to as are present in the Battle Frontier. All AFA admins can be out post-game, etc. Locations, more places to visit but no new island. The recurring islands have expanded layout and more areas to explore. Victory Road is expanded through Lanakila Mountain, as you'd expect I suppose. Golf course is open to the public and has a mini golf game with Kahili. Guy from the Fossil Restoration Center has built his park. Lanakila and the volcano are further expanded with interior maps and Pokémon. There's a portal to Ultra Space and Resolution Cave, and we get to explore more of Ultra Space and expand a version like the Distortion World. We don't return to Kalos and the Sand does not come back. Okay. Most routes and mountains have enhanced background details, etc. Smaller Battle Frontier, similar to Platinum. Battle Cave alongside the Battle Tree. It's exactly like Battle Tree, but it's underground and rental buttons have returned. Mega Evolution does come back in the form of Umbra Evolution. It's a combination of Z moves and Mega Evolution. The Umbra Evolution is only applicable to Solgaleo and Lunala. A specific Z Crystal which originated from the Cosmos is given and activates when the Z Crystal is twisted, etc. When Solgaleo and Lunala Umbra evolve, Prism Armor is distributed to both, stats are upgraded and they get their own Z moves. They must have the moves, etc. to trigger the Z Crystals. Poképelago is now added to the Rotom Dex as an option on the bottom screen, and Rotom replaces the position of Mon. Brilliant. We still defend our champion title. Walking Pokemon do not return. Festival Plaza not improved aesthetically, but more items available through it. Pikachu Park is merely a commemoration for Pikachu, that's what we saw in the trailer. Customization is further enhanced with more clothing options. Pokefinder was not changed, but more Pokemon appear in certain locations. In terms of characters, more characters from Sun and Moon are completely different except for Lily. Most characters rather are completely different except for Lily, Plumeria, Guzma and Lusamine. Lily's role is quite similar rather. The only difference being that she finds Cosmog herself. You can now battle her now during the main story once. Guzma has left Team Skull to Plumeria and is now a Pokemon trainer on his own. Gladion's role is exactly the same as it was in the original. Mon now plays a role in the story, i.e. he wasn't lost in Ultra Space I suppose. Cena and Dexio are undercover for the Earth Foundation and returning their Heroes of Kalos outfits. Okay, they're the ones who help you through the Earth Foundation raid and give info on Zygarde. Ryuku is a Dragon type user, that's the guy that challenges you from the Elite Four, and is the last gym leader in the game. Coloress is still in the battle tree and retains his main role in the main story, etc. Most gym leaders are old trial captains. Returning old character, a new feature in the Battle Cave will feature new returning characters, i.e. previous gym leaders and such. The Anther redesigned. Characters did not return Lance and Cyrus. Elite Four retains the same members, but Elite now has a champion, a returning female character. New characters, some new admins, as I mentioned for Foundation. One of the gym leaders is Petunia. Another gym leader is Akamu. Pokemon, Johto starters don't get any special treatment. We don't get starters, but we do get Lugia, Hoa, and the Beast Trio post-game. No new Megas. Cosmo does not get a third form. Gloom in Lush Jungle, a couple extra Pokemon basically. Weasels in the game, rare Pokemon are still rare. Alone forms, Wobbuffet, Psychic Ghost, Smoocher and Jinx, Grass Fairy, that just sounds like the Hula form we saw originally. Remoraid and Octillery, Water Fire, Ursaring, Normal Psychic, Fampi and Donphan, Grass and Grass Steel, Mariel and Azumarill, Water Psychic, Shocklebug Grass, Ponyta Rapidash Water, Dunsparce, a Dragon Fairy, and no other alone forms apart from those. And also we have loads of pictures I've been showing along the video hopefully about all these different possible designs and stuff like that. Does it sound real to me? Absolutely not. Again, Umbra Evolution, what the fuck is that? The fact that we get a Battle Frontier and a Battle Tree and a Battle Cave and oh my god there's all this stuff, oh my god, extra of every region, sounds like too much basically. Extra admins for a Foundation, no new Mega Evolutions, that sort of sounds a bit iffy to me. Just a load of extra stuff that just doesn't sound like there'll be too much in the game basically is what I'm saying. I don't understand that much at all, or believe it rather, but of course if you do, let me know down below. And then I think the last one we have, or almost the last one, yeah, the last one here actually. No, not last one. On June 25th, John Game Freak 3 Esquire. New Lone Forms, Bug Fighting Ladian, Water Poison Rupert and Quagsire, Fighting Apom, Steel Water Quillfish, Ground Rock Slugma and Cargo, Electric Mantine, Grass Fairy Blossom, Dark Psychic Girafarig and Water Pinecone Fortress. Other info, Gladion escapes with Nebian type Null is also implied to be a sequel at this point. Kind of implied to be a sequel. Lily works alongside Lusamine, allowing players to be legitimate now. Lily's setting a change of heart after a long needed trip, so sort of like a sequel but sort of not like a sequel. No Island Challenge, there's gyms. Guzma is actually a bug gym leader in a revitalised Po Town. Group of creepy black and purple spacesuit looking guys called the Prism Corps. You learn they're a group of fallers who purposely jump around chasing the Crozma. That sounds interesting. Looker's back. makes sense, he does return every now and again. Riku's in the game, joining Looker. Why would he join Looker? He's a fucking, like, rock star. The gyms are as follows: Alima, Lana, Kiawe, Mallow, Guzma, Sophocles, Mina and Olivia, so basically the trial leaders. There are still grand trials. Highlight system keeping them alive. However, Hao runs DQ Town trial now. The rival is now basically Girl Hao. The Crossman fuses with Soul Blame and all that, not the only ones you confuse with. Battle Tree is still there. Johto starters don't get anything. Nance does not return. Lily and Lucian help the main character at some point. Same Elite Four, except Olivia is replaced with Nanu. Champion is now your rival. Your rival is really into the gyms and Elite Four stuff. Necromium Z can be used to transform Soul Blame and Nana into other forms. Again, all this sounds pretty bad to me. Yes, okay, the 11 forms are fair enough, but it's sort of a sequel, but it's basically the same thing because Gladion's escaping with Nebian type Null. How does that work? Because unless it's like similar to the first one we looked at, where it's like a year ahead, you didn't turn up. Who knows? Yep, Riku, why would he be with Looker? Because he's a rock star and he's from a different region. Doesn't make much sense. Similarly, Necrozma confused with other Pokemon too. I just don't buy any of that really. So we're just gonna swiftly move on from that one. And then we have a couple threads from 4chan again. So this one here, I've recently been fired from Game Freak because they found out about me leaking information. Of course. So they're a what if alternative, so take place later, similar to the first one we saw. You play as the same character. New Pokemon will be featured in the regional Pokédex, makes sense. Some Pokemon with different forms will get new ones in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. New Oricorio forms, what only makes sense if it's new islands. So new learning forms, this time we'll focus on Johto, as we'd expect I suppose. Blossom, Xatu, Remoraid and Hoppip are among the Pokemon who get them. Blossom is Fairy Poison, etc. Hoppip skip up, jump off Grass Steel, Remoraid gains the Steel, etc. The Alolan map has changed, there are now new areas and a couple new islands, okay. Hao is no longer the rival, he and Lily end up going together on Hao's Island Challenge, leading to Lily becoming a trainer herself. Ultra Sun and Ultra we have two rivals, one will be a protagonist of the opposite sex, similar to X and Y I suppose. Previously inaccessible areas have been added, Mega Evolutions are into Z forms and activated by a new function of the bracelet. Z forms, okay. New unique Z moves added. The Alolan starters will get alternative evolutions to the original forms. That just sounds like exactly what we're speculating about for the original Sun and Moon, so pandering again. Some of the totem Pokemon and some of the trials have changed. Not all captains and Kahunas are the same. Team Scale and the Foundation have different roles. The Villain team is neither of those. A Pokemon World Tournament facility has been built on the now expanded Paradise Island. Part of the game will feature a chain of side quests. The player visits 8 gyms situated on the now finished empty lots, as well as another Looker side story. So again, leaks, not really going to look into stability too much. Again, I don't believe it though. Particularly here, because we have gyms post-game, which seems like a shoehorn in. The Alolan started getting alternative evolutions. As I mentioned, this is what we're looking at for Sun and Moon originally, so it just sounds like, oh yeah, we were actually true, and I'm going to leak it out there, who knows. So, the last one here, this person says, I wanted to wait until the other person's fake leak fell off the board, etc, etc, so I'm just going to pretend the person who recently fired didn't exist. That's the last one. I'm not using trip code because I don't need to use them, etc, etc. Doesn't say much, but yes, it's indeed a what if game. You are the same trainer, no definite amount of time has passed, it's just a few years, all the characters are slightly older. There is a complete Pokemon League of 8 gyms, there are still Island Trials, and there are still Kahunas. You have to complete Island Trials to even enter a gym. However, you don't actually have to fight the gym leaders when they become available. You can progress doing only the trials, then go back to the gyms, so sort of like an option rather. There are more known forms, mostly Johto, but some Kanto. Okay, I'm not believing that at all, we've got too much Kanto stuff. He knows there will be Johto, Ladybird and Ladian, Dodrio, Ladybird and Ladian, Teddiursa and Ursaring, and Donphan. Alola is now a world-class trainer destination, and lots of famous trainers make cameos in the game Vacation Close. There are lots of mechanical changes. These are the things I know most about. The changes were based on fan feedback since Generation 4. Others are just internally determined QOL, quality of life changes. Incense is no longer held out for breeding. You can change Pokemon's Pokeball from the PC. Some can be changed like Master Ball and Cherish. Hidden Power is totally different now, not related to IVs. Well, this is completely fake. You can rename a trader Pokemon which achieves max happiness. Okay. You can now trade cyclically. A cyclical trade is designed to explicitly evolve Pokemon. That makes sense, but again, the rest of the stuff doesn't make much sense. Dramatic increase in enemy trainer and NPC models. Okay. Double battles are now prevalent. The entire Pokemon League is different except the Hala. Champion defense, type defense now includes training from all over the globe. There is no battle frontier. There are no options to the battle tree though. Poképelago now is an island we can walk around with Pokemon post for selfies. Where was I? Rotom Dex is usable Rotom in form, remains Electric Ghost, but loses Levitate for download, so a new form for Rotom basically. The PC now has an auto swap function. There are move tutors. Some Pokemon have had molded and animations changed to appear less manic or less static. Apparently you can turn off battle scenery and just have the terrain pads under the Pokemon. I don't know how this works, etc, etc. So this seems again faker than the other ones because, as mentioned, it says Hidden Power is totally different now, as well as previously. There are loads of quality of life changes in terms of mechanics. Why would they change the mechanics in the middle of generation? Completely fake. I'm just turning that one down right there now. It's just no point at all. So that's it, basically. Yeah. That's all of the leaks, guys. So feel free to let me know down below in the comment section if you think any of these leaks are real, whether any of them sort of catch your interest, not just necessarily real or fake, but oh my god, that would be a really cool idea for the actual games. I hope this comes around and turns out to be a feature that's actually present, or alternatively things that you do not want to see happen, like, I don't know, the games being basically a year after the originals, etc, etc, etc. Let me know down below in the comment section what you think. But that's going to be it for today, so I shall see you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, my friends.